Anyway, me, Monsurul Aziz, here today, and I'm a bit nervous for two reasons. One is I had a terrible accident back in May 2019, 21, sorry. And after that, this is the first time basically I'm standing up and giving a speech. So I'm a little nervous about it. And second thing is I am a lifelong private sector commercial guy who did, for living, who did mostly branding and marketing and involved in little bit in startup. So I feel like a outsider, and but the point of view I'm going to share today, I believe it somewhat will benefit everyone today here. And there are a lot to do where we both can work together maybe. So that's the whole reason why basically when first I was approached by Juliet and then I talked with Elisa, that's the reason I'm talking today. I think I have something to share with everyone that can be beneficial basically. So when I'm talking about future, so first I'll borrow a little bit from Abraham Lincoln, and our present is basically nothing. It's the accumulation of our past actions, and that's our present. And our future is basically what we're gonna do right now, and it will define our future. So here, the thing I want to share about you today is mostly around technology and disruptive idea, and how can we borrow those ideas for our work. And before anything, uh, that what I always see life in terms of knowledge and working is kind of a Olympic relay race where one actually pass the button to another one, because what we learn today will share with someone else and he or she will took it forward. So here is two very disruptive and my favorite innovation that came in maybe in last decades. I'm sure everyone here knows about it. One is Uber and another is Airbnb. But if you look deeper, you will understand the core idea of Uber or Airbnb was always there, because thousands of like hundred of years maybe we used in other form these services. Then actually what is the innovation in true sense that changed the world is not that Uber or Airbnb idea. It's basically the mobile internet and the inception of 3G. When the mobile internet came into a possibility, ideas like those actually flourished. What I was saying, that maybe the problems we are trying to solve through the new innovation, we can take it to a different level. That's the whole idea that we applied in our own organization that I am belonging today, Nagad, which is a financial service, mobile based. And before going into that, I will share briefly what was Bangladesh journey in mobile banking financial service. So it basically started with two significant events. One is what happened back in 2008 is a financial meltdown, and people around the world started to realize they need an alternative method of banking or financial transaction. And 2007, another significant event happened is because of Steve Jobs. He introduced iPhone, and that's a fast basic smartphone. Based on those two incident, actually whatever happening today is result of those two incidents. And then it was because of the penetration of mobile and internet, companies like Bikash and Rocket came in, and they did an exceptional job of like including unbanked people to financial banking mobile based financial banking system. And then when we were trying to start Nagad back in 2019, these were kind of a situation that we looked in, that 53% of Bangladesh people is still unbanked, because there were some barrier like physical bank and especially opening an account. And when I'm saying opening an account, the challenge was people need to write or fill up a basically 2-3 page form, and they need to take a photograph, go to an agent point, submit their NID, and they used to courier it in head office, and from the head office it used to go to government parties, and finally the verification was done. This was a super lengthy process of 7 to 10 days. So we thought if we can remove this entry barrier, we might bring in a change. And what we did back in 2019 February, we introduced digital KYC, which is based on your smartphone. You can actually open a mobile financial banking account. And because of the other technological development in government end, there was a application or platform called Porichoy, who has all the national database of NID. So we had the access because of our collaboration with the government that we will verify those data with the government side. So there was the first time anyone could open an account with a smartphone by maybe a minute. So that actually removed a lot of barrier to include people in our system. And later on, it was adopted by Bkash and other player, and few banks are also using it. What about those bar phones and feature phones? Like we didn't have any idea how to include them into our system. Then the change that we brought in because of this, again, the collaboration with telecom partners, because all the telecom partners who has around 160 million database were sitting on verified data. So what we did again a form of collaboration that never happened anywhere in the world, is basically we partnered with all the telecoms and said, if our customer allow, we will share the database with you, and then we will verify this database with government Porichoy app. And if everything goes smoothly, we will open the account of anyone, like whether he's a bar phone user or a smartphone user. I, d- I don't know whether you, because most of you are basically using a smartphone, that's why you don't understand the impact of this. Because just by dialing *167 hash, anyone from Bangladesh is basically will receive a message like that. Like you can now just need to just set up your 4-digit PIN and you are into your mobile banking account. So that was a revolution brought by us, and it was only possible because of this collaboration and technological development. And impact, these are some of the newspaper coverage where it's saying in every seconds there was a day 3 people of Bangladesh opened a Nagad account. So this is something never happened, and it only was possible because of this collaboration that we did. So when I was preparing myself for this presentation, since I was trying to look into in the process of doing a commercial or private company job, whether we did impact on SDGs or not, because I'm speaking here like you guys always continuously work on that. But though it was not my main agenda, but when I look back, I end up, these are some very good thing that I would like to share. Like we worked in terms of the no poverty goal. Since we last 3 years we introduced or created more than 2 lakhs micro entrepreneurs, and in terms of gender equality, in every upajela there is at least one woman who was now a micro entrepreneur because of us. And economic growth, digitization, transaction, cashless society will definitely bring it forward. Financial innovation that happened because of this collaboration. And interestingly, equalities, as you know, when people join into a mainstream financial system, their livelihood increase. And because of us and because of this collaboration, millions of people could open their first account in their lifetime. And and another thing on, especially life on land, what I firmly believe, what digital platform does is basically it gives opportunity the world to heal again, because there is no infrastructure needed. Even a large bank of Bangladesh might have 10,000 branches. So it has a certain impact on community and life. And partnership and goals, we also impacted in this SGD. So when I was preparing for this talk, I said, knowingly or unknowingly, we basically impacted 8 HDGs of Bangladesh, which is a good feeling. And what is the secret sauce? The secret sauce was basically and the collaboration side of it, because we opened up and our partners opened up, we show them the value, win-win proposition. Because anyway, if people were coming to my point and opening an account, there was a cost, and we decided to share the cost with our telecom partners and government, and that brought in ultimately beneficially for everyone. So that was something I would like to, today, if one thing I would like to tell you and you take home from me, is that there are times when we try to innovate or create or solve a problem, we often look into our own system, like own industry. But there are times where other industry already solved that problem. A tiny little example, since I'm end of my talk today, is like if you go into hospital of Bangladesh, you will see there's a lot of problem in queuing or the patient management system. But if you go to a bank, you will realize they already solved that problem of queuing because they give you a queue number, you know exactly when you're gonna get the call. So it make life easier as a banking customer. But if you go to a hospital, you will find it as very cumbersome. So if you're solving the problem for the hospital, rather than just looking into hospital, if you look outside of your boundary and trying to understand what other industries are doing, that might help you. So that's the only small tips I'm sharing as an outsider maybe today with you. And let's not drop the button, since if you can pass on something to me, I will carry it forward. If you can take anything from me today, and I will happy to help and collaborate, so that together we can actually build that Bangladesh. Thank you.